Good evening and welcome back to the Football Social with myself, Scoops Callahan, where I bring you another video where we talk about League Two and unfortunately about my side, Gillingham Football Club. But firstly, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, please make sure you like and subscribe. We've just hit the big 50. The big 50. So we're now going to be trying to go for the 100 now. So if you are enjoying the content, please make sure you just whack a subscribe on there. And if you haven't already, watch some of the content that we've already got on the channel as well, where we talk about Premier League, Championship, League One and League Two across the board from a number of half decent content creators. I think that's what you can call it. But yeah, we're back here today to talk about Gillingham FC and their tough start in League Two this season, after being relegated from League One on the last day of last season. We keep talking about this. It keeps coming up every week. At least I haven't mentioned the man who shall not be named either. But let's recap. So, Gillingham were 23rd in the table last season with just 22 points after 29 games and only 4 wins all season before hiring Neil Harris as manager. It was brought in on a 2.5 year deal to turn the club's fortune around, which he had a valiant attempt at, which ended with the Gills being relegated on goal difference on the last day of last season. The Gills have had a tough start to League Two life. It's currently sitting 18th after 11 games, with only 2 wins and 3 goals scored all season. And I must admit, I'm a lot happier doing this video now after the result we had today. Where the Gills came out 1-0 winners with a 91st minute winner by Alex McDonald against Sutton United. So, you know, I think we're all going to sleep well tonight, aren't we? But obviously in the last couple of weeks there's been a lot of questions asked about Neil Harris because of the poor start Gillingham have had in this League Two campaign, and that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. Is Neil Harris still lucky to be in his job? Let us know in the comments what you think as well, because I want to see this as well. And we're going to be going through as well the questions we asked on Twitter to Gills fans earlier in the week to see what they said as well. So let's go through it. So if you're not already following us on Twitter, make sure you drop us a follow out at footballsocial_. But also, as well, you can see in the top corner here, some really good Gillingham FC content creators in German Gills and Gills in the Blood. But we asked a question to you, Gills fans. 20th in League Two, one win in 10 league games, and 2 goals scored. So we said, what do you say? Stick or twist? Do we get rid of Neil Harris, or do we give him a chance to actually to try and save this season? As we're only in the 1st of October anyway. We've got plenty of time to mess this up. But some of you said, so ME7 podcast said, stick. Harris isn't blameless for the position we are in, but we can't keep firing managers when we are playing badly. Plus, who are we going to get? We all know the management isn't the issue at the club right now. So completely agree with this. To be honest with you, there isn't any other managers out there really that we could be looking at. You've only got the likes of David Artell, who I keep mentioning in a lot of my videos, who's a very good League Two manager, did well with Crew. So I don't think you can get anyone else in. I think Neil Harris was an absolute coup for Gillingham when we appointed him in February this year. It's one of those managers that we saw who was vacant, who was available, and you thought he wouldn't come to Gillingham. No mug would come to Gillingham in this current situation, but he did, you know. And I think it's a fantastic appointment. And you know, he showed what he can do in the first half of the season, for second half of last season. So you know, I think we've got a new squad, we've got new players in. We just need to think about that before we start jumping the gun as well on it. GFC 1982 said, really want him to succeed and football could change very quickly with confidence, such a big factor. But I must admit that I am worried, especially if he did think that the strikers other than MM he got were going to cut it, as plainly they're non-league quality. Yep, I must admit, I'm not fully behind Mikel Mandron as well. I think he did all right at Crew last season with a terrible playing squad. You know, another team that struggled in League One. You know, he had a good return, but I didn't think he was cut out for it. I know a lot of fans were up for it, for Mandron coming back. Yes, he did score the other night, but I just doesn't fill me with glory, to be honest with you, with the quality we have up top. Walker, again, one of those players that you look at and go, look at his Wikipedia profile and think, Serie D, I'm not really looking forward to this at all. But you know, we were in for strikers, yes, in the at the end of the transfer window, but we didn't manage to get any in. That's where we're really lacking, and I think we need to remember as well is Neil Harris's style of football is very much sorting it out at the back and, you know, nicking a goal here. You never see a Neil Harris side win highly. You see him with a 1-0 win, a 2-0 win, and we saw that at the back in the last season. Even with the quality of Dane Oliver last season up top, we weren't scoring massive amount of goals. So I just think we need to consider that as well moving forward. I think if you look at most of these comments as well, you've got a lot here. You've got one here, Dino. He's mentioned Twist. That's all he said. If Harris goes realistically, who are Gills going to get that's better? Give Harris a chance to turn it around. 100%. We're only 11 games into the season. Really in League Two, getting to the 20 games of the season, the 20th game of the season, is where you probably see yourself for the rest of the season. So, you know, and I think we need to remember as well, the likes of Mansfield last season, who were really struggling around the club, and we were talking about him being, you know, the next one who's going to be going. And look, they lost in the playoff final last season to Port Vale, but what a season they had, especially when they looked like they were going to struggle. Lonesome Traveller, in any other situation, he'd be sacked. I think that's correct, but at the same time as well, I think with the caliber of manager that we have there, if this was anyone else, so for example, say it was somebody from non-league, you know, a Mark Stimson, whatever, I think he would have been gone by now. I think he wouldn't have been given the time of day. But because it is Neil Harris, because of the job he's done at other places as well, and he's obviously got this style of play he wants to play to, you know, being solid at the back, and we saw it today. We played really well. We looked good all over the pitch. I think it's going to come. It's time. Time will tell, but I think it is coming now. You know, and then we go lose next week, and you know it shoots me down. But looking at the comments on Twitter, I think you're pretty much in. We're all agreeing here that we should stick with Neil Harris, and as some of the comments said, we should stick Neil Harris up top to give us a chance of scoring goals. But to be honest with you, I think there's no other option at the moment. I don't think there's any manager out there that we can easily look at and go, he's going to be a better replacement, a better fit for Gillingham Football Club. And to be honest with you, is there going to be anyone out there who's willing to take that chance? You know, with the reputation that we've got in the league now, as being a club under a poor ownership structure as such, where we're not really a club that people look at and go, oh, they're progressing, they're moving forward. We actually look like more of a club in a downward spiral, very similar to probably a Colchester United, but over the Medway and into Kent. So do you know what? I think Neil Harris, his style of play, we know we're not going to score many goals, but we need somebody more clinical up top. Mandron isn't the man for me, to be honest with you. I know Alex McDonald scored today, and my Plymouth, a friend of mine, a Plymouth fan, said you should stick him up top. But we'll wait and see what happens. I think if we can create the more chances at the moment and get Jordan Green and Scott Casket in behind more, I think we're going to give ourselves some better opportunities to score goals. But I honestly don't think Mandron's going to be the man for me. I don't think he's going to be our top goal scorer this season. I think defensively, Elkan Baggott, I think he's shown some real potential, and he's highly rated at Ipswich as well, and he could be that man who really builds that the back line for us, as well as Will Wright. I've been really impressed with him. When I've seen him play, I was really impressed with the way he played as well. So I'm hoping he can do something for us as well, and he's another player that we can get out of non-league. We've got from non-league, and I think January's going to be massive for us. I think for the next 2 months, we just need to get through it. Obviously, we've got the winter break for the World Cup, couple of weeks break. I think the next couple of months is massive for us, and get to January and see what options we can get up there for up top. I think that's the only place we could be seen this week, and I think Neil Harris is the man for the job. I honestly don't think there's any other option really at the moment. If anybody who says to me, Twist, please, in the comments below, let us know who you would like to see come in as manager. I honestly can't see anyone there who would be willing to take that job at Gillingham Football Club. There's nobody there at the moment. We've got to stick it out, get behind Neil and the boys, and hopefully today's win will be the knee up we need to get us moving forward, and hopefully up that League 2 table. But finally, if you are enjoying this content, make sure you like. make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much for watching this Football Social. I'm Scoops Callahan, and I'll see you next time. Take care.